Fala galera, eu sou Cauê Paciornik, que está começando mais um Cauê Entrevista. Hoje eu estou com Chris Cleveland, do grupo Stars Gold. So, hey Chris, how are you? Where are you
I'm
now?
good, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your time. To start our conversation, I'd like to know how the music came into your life.
Oh gosh, I grew up in a very musical family. So I had grandparents that sang and played music and wrote songs, and aunts and uncles, and my parents sang, and and so I kind of come from a history of people who've done music for a long time. My family kind of grew up taking me to church and things like that, and so they would put me up on stage when I was really little and sing, and it's just something that's always been around and something that's always kind of been a part of our lives.
Nice. You already said something. You started with your parents, with your family, and now I'd like to know what were your greatest, your biggest music influences?
Oh gosh, probably some of that in my family, like my dad's mother, my grandma, she was a songwriter, and so like we're in my studio right now, and on the walls back there, I have some of her songs and lyrics and things on the
Mhm.
walls, which are really neat. And so she got me piano lessons when I was 10 years old. And I began to play the piano and do that kind of thing. And then my parents, they would listen to like old kind of vintage music, music from the 60s and 70s and things, and then kind of like new kind of faith-based music when I was growing up. And so I've got this weird mixture of kind of like gospel music mixed with like old soulful
Mhm.
stuff, and I think that continues to come out in me. And sometimes I don't even know where it comes from, but I know my dad must have had a record on, when I was little that had something cool in it. And so it's a really interesting mix of musical styles and things that comes out. But it's been interesting also just to see how that then influences what I do kind of naturally.
Mhm. And that's great that you said that because you can mix that, and we can see that in your most recently album at Roses. We see that 70s influences. Can you tell me a little bit more about the production and about what message do you want to send with this album?
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of the first records that of mine that I produced myself, and so you'll hear a lot of those influences that I'm talking about. And it took a while to kind of figure out what we were doing, but this album is really heavily influenced by kind of those vintage 70s sounds and some of your like favorite big bands from those eras. And as I was making it, when the music comes on, I just wanted people to be able to know how to react and know how to feel. And so when a song comes on and it's like grooving and you like it makes you want to dance or it makes you feel something kind of immediately when it comes on and you don't have to think about it very much. And then lyrically for a lot of the songs, I think so many of us, especially no matter where you are in the world, no matter what's going on in your life, I think we all kind of fall into this thing where we're just in a hurry and we're in a rush a lot. And I think sometimes we miss the best moments of life, like waiting for the big things to happen, when actually it's like the small, everyday things in life that make life really beautiful and worth living. And so that's what a lot of these songs are about. And my hope is when you listen to them, that when you're done, you feel a little bit better than before you started.
That's nice. That's nice. I really appreciate Mama Don't Lie. It's a
Yeah.
pretty good one. Yes, I can feel that what you're saying. And talking about Stars Golding, where this name came from? What's the meaning of this name?
Well, I started this band with a bunch of my friends 18 years ago. It's 2007, which is crazy. So I've been doing this band for 18 years. I've been traveling and playing for 30, which is wild. So I started when I was 10, and I turned 40 this year, which is makes me feel old. But but Stars Go Dim, we started playing. We were just like a mainstream pop band in America in the mid 2000s, and that's what we kind of did, and it's taken on different forms since then. But we were like 20 years old, and we just made up the name, and honestly, it was a side project. It was never supposed to be a band. But the internet had kind of just come out in a big way, and YouTube just started, and this thing called MySpace just started, and we could put songs up, and people could listen to them for the first time on the internet. and
Hmm.
it just took off. And so we were kind of in this first wave of bands that kind of blew up because of the internet. And so since then, for 18 years, I've just been holding on. But because of that, like Stars Go Dim, the name, we just made it up. It doesn't mean anything at all, you know? And I never thought, you know, something, a band name, Stars Go Dim, 18 years ago, that at 40, I would still be running around the world singing songs in a band called Stars Go Dim. It never occurred to me that that was a possibility. But here we are. So,
Nice. Pretty cool. I
yeah.
saw that you started as a pop punk band,
Uh-huh.
and I really appreciate. I'm a guy that likes all the kinds of music, and I'm a pop punk guy. And I'd like to know if you have any favorite pop punk bands nowadays. There is someone that you like to listen more.
Man, you know what's kind of cool is I think there's a resurgence kind of happening right now, especially in the US, where some of those bands are coming back. So there's a band from close to where I'm from that was a big band. Called All American Rejects, and
I
they're
love them.
like they're blowing up again. You know, 20
Yeah.
years later. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of cool. So some of these young guys are saying, "Oh, we've had 20 years of just people making music on their computers. You know now," and so these kids are able to see like a rock band all of a sudden again. You're like, oh, that's cool, you know. So I think there's going to be an influx of new rock bands of some of the old ones coming back, and I love it. I if you can't see this in my studio, but over here is kind of my guitar wall, and there's like 40
Wow.
guitars, and here, let's see if I can actually make it move
Okay,
so
okay.
you can see a
Wow.
bunch of guitars and things, and on the back
That's so
wall
nice.
back there is all guitar amps and stuff. I haven't used those in 15 years, you know, so I'm excited to plug them back in and see how it goes. So, uh, I think it's really fun where we are in music right now and seeing bands like that kind of come back.
That's great. I really appreciate All American Rejects. Already had the opportunity to talk with them when they
Oh,
came
cool.
to Brazil. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's crazy, that movement that they are doing, playing some houses, some special
Yeah.
parties. And I can see all the TikTok going crazy.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's cool, man.
that's good. And man, now I'd like to ask you something personal
Yeah.
because I watched some interviews of you, and you told about your hearing condition that you
Mm-hmm.
have. And I'd like to know, how do you deal with that working with music?
Yeah, so I was born with a tumor called cholesteatoma in my left ear, and then subsequently had I think 16 or so surgeries on it. When I was a little kid, I thought that's what everybody did. Like you went in and had major surgery every single year, and I didn't know it wasn't normal. And you know, and I credit my parents a bit for sheltering me in that way, and they never told me I couldn't do anything. And you know, like I said, I grew up around music, and so it's just natural. I didn't know what I didn't know. And so somehow, um, I learned how to play piano by ear. You know, I took some lessons and things, but I really listened to it and play it and figured out how to sing, all while being deaf in my left ear. And so some of it is I've never knew the difference, and I just have always kind of operated in this way. I think one of the technical ways for me, and one of the things that kind of gets in the way is like if I put headphones on, I'm listening to a mix for a new song, or if I'm working on for somebody, I have to listen to it like this, and then I flip them
Then
around,
you change.
and I listen to it again that way, so I can hear both sides of the track, you know.
Uh-huh.
And then if I'm listening to my speakers like here, I usually will kind of sit back and turn so I can hear both ways. So I don't hear stereo very well. And then I don't think I have them here on my desk, but I have like in-ear molds for when I play live. And I have to get a really specific type of in-ear mix for what I'm
Uh-huh.
hearing to help me be able to sing correctly and hear correctly. And so there's a little bit, you know, extra things I have to do here and there. But for the most part, other than you might notice I talk out of the side of my mouth sometimes. And that's from some of the nerve damage that I've gotten from surgeries and things. But that really is the only way anybody would know that I can't hear, unless you're right here trying to talk to me and you think I'm ignoring you and I just can't hear you, you know. But it's kind of just been a normal thing for me and something that I've walked through my whole life and will continue to. I try to take care of it and stay on top of it and protect this ear as much as I can. So will have hearing at some, late in my life, but so far so good. It's been okay. It's just a little bit of a different way to do it.
Yeah, that's good to hear that from you. That's really awesome. And that was never a problem for you. You keep doing and doing that great and working with a lot of people in music industry. And that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And my next question is about this. You worked with a lot of guys like John Mayer and Justin Bieber. Do you still have any collaboration that you want to do? Any dreaming collaboration that you want to work with?
Yeah, I think music is the most fun in collaboration. So if I could, I would love to tour and play with a lot of people. I think that would be really fun, which is what I did with like John and Justin, being able to play shows with those guys back in the day. Um, I think if I could make some music with people, like actually create songs or record together, I would love to do something with a guy named John Bellion, who's a big songwriter and
Hmm.
producer. He's just kind of on a different level in my mind. He's really great. Um, I think girl artists, gosh, there's some really cool artists out right now that are so good. Girl named Ray, like from the UK, is
Yeah,
so
I know.
great. Tori Kelly, I think is the
Mhm.
best vocalist in the world. I think it would be really incredible to do something with her. There's so many good artists. I really enjoy kind of that collaboration moment. So any of those people, if they called me right now, I'd do whatever I had to do to get to where they were. You know what I mean?
Awesome. And you said great names. Ray is awesome. That's
She's
a
so
great
good.
artist.
I
Yeah.
just found out about her this year, and so I'm late to the game, but I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Cool, man. And we'll see you in Brazil as soon as possible because
We're
Brazil
trying.
always
Come
says,
on.
come to Brazil. You should come too.
Well, I heard that you guys' winter is just ending right now and summer's about to start, and our winter's
Yeah.
about to start, so I'd like to skip ours and just come to where you guys are. So if I can get down there, I'm coming. I'll come see y'all.
Cool, cool. We hope to see you live, playing live. That's gonna be a great, great party, a great show. And my last question, I always ask that if you have to choose one song to listen every day for the rest of your life, which song would you choose? Like on the repeat, like your favorite song to listen every day?
Oh man, that's not mine.
Mhm.
Um, that's a great question. What song would
Thank
I
you.
listen to over and over again? I listen to so many different things that it would be hard. It would be hard to choose, but it's probably going to be something soulful with a great singer, with a great melody. Um, but I can't decide if it's going to be somebody new or somebody old. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that and send you a rain check. It's too hard of a question.
No, no, take one, take one, take one.
If I had to listen to one of, I'm gonna shrink the question down. If I had to listen to one song off of my new record and only one for the rest of my life, it would be a song called "Discover God." Because it's like has like a 45-second saxophone solo to start with it. Then it's one of just the nastiest grooves and so soulful, and it's a fun song. Groove, oh, it's so good. So I changed your question so I could answer it. I needed to define it more.
Okay.
But yeah. Now I've got to think about what the one song would be though. I'm gonna think about it.
Uh, Okay, I'm gonna wait for your answer, or you
All
tell
right.
me when you come to Brazil,
I will.
okay?
I will. I will.
Okay. Chris, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure to be here talking with you.
You're
That's
welcome.
it.
Thank you
See
so
you
much for
guys.
having me. I appreciate it, dude.
Thank you. Bye bye. See
Thank
you in
you.
Brazil with your answer.
Come on.